John, how big a hurdle is it, the fact that you're up against Jack Gibson, a man that spent so much time at Parramatta?
Well, he certainly knows all the players, Graham, and, you know, he knows a fair bit about my coaching style, so it's a bit of a problem, but, you know, our momentum's going and we're confident.
Jack, is it a big advantage, having been here and done that for so many years at Parramatta, for you today?
Well, I'll tell you what, the crowd's a weapon. If you watch that last under-23 game, you know, the middle man was totally intimidated by the crowd, but we're lucky we've got an experienced referee in Roberts.
Parramatta running from right to left. Muggleton's got them in action. Docking's going to field the ball back near his line. And Cronulla running from left to right. Have got first use of the ball just out inside their quarter at the moment. Gavin Miller working the run around with Docking. The Parramatta defence coming up very smartly. Graham Hughes, no wind to affect the issue today.
No breeze at all. Terribly hot out there in the middle, and all important the first 15 minutes.
Yes, indeed, and one would think perhaps that a couple of the very big men in this Parramatta side, Leadbeater and Bugden, might feel the effects of heat during this game. Oh, there was a attempted take there by the wing three-quarter for the Parramatta side, Eric Growth, to pull down a ball that was kicked hard at him, and he didn't feel that well. Now we're going to touch judge in. Kenny away to Wolf. Wolf still gets the pass away. Gets it away there to Linda. Linda's a strong player, but can't break the defence there as Staines came to him. Mosley over the top goes to Leadbeater, gets a pass to Wynn. Wynn's up the sideline, got the pass back into Atkins. Atkins got a pass away, and it's gone out to Growth, and Growth is in for a try. Well, that is one right out of the blue. That was beautifully taken by Eric Growth, but I had a bit of a suspicion that last pass looked a fraction forward. The referee seemed to be well positioned to see it, but here's the action. Leadbeater onto Wynn. Wynn gets the pass to Atkins. Well, here's Muggleton from the sideline, 1 metre out from the quarter. It's a good-looking kick. It's a beautiful kick, and there's Parramatta. 6 points to 0 over Cronulla Sutherland. 13 goals Muggleton's kicked for 1987. McGaw coming straight and hard on the burst. Staines at dummy half. Speechley. Quinn. Beautiful pass there to Glenn Coleman. He's right in. Nobody's going to catch him. Least of all, Eric Growth from there. He's on the chaser's Growth, but he hasn't made any impression. And a great try to Coleman. Showed blinding pace, and that's his 7th try for the year. The pass nicely given to him. Through the gap he goes. The acceleration had Sterling done for pace. And away he goes, Coleman, showing a real galloper's gait with a high knee action, and the legs just go a little bit straddled there, as you can see. Very effective. And big Eric Growth looming up behind him. Graham Hughes.
One of the few occasions where Parramatta certainly got their mail wrong. Graham Atkins was up in the defensive line making a tackle. Normally on those occasions you then find Peter Sterling drops back to the fullback position, or even Bobby Lidner. They didn't realise that Atkins was in the front line and nobody was at home. And if you wanted any answers about Coleman getting home before, he showed you there.
OK, the goal kick has been taken by Sean Watson. I'm reliably informed that S-E-A-N is Sean and not Sean, not the Irish pronunciation, but there it is. Parramatta 6, Cronulla 6. There's Wynn running from dummy half. Sterling, long cut-out pass to Muggleton. Bit of danger out here, but a good tackle there from Speechley puts him down. 18 metres out from Cronulla's line. Kenny. Sterling did well to take that. The ball has gone into the... No, it hasn't. It stopped about 5 metres short when Docking came down on it. I thought it was too hard. Wicks has his legs taken away from him, just short of his... there's a replay on the State Bank... replay, and it shows that Docking had to copy his licks there. In other words, he had to dive on the ball right at the feet of the player. There's a bit of a break on by Cronulla now with the play coming right upfield. Here's Andrew Ettinghausen, beautiful run. He's got Sterling on the outside. He's done Sterling to face. The Guru's trying to get to him, but he's stumbled on the inside, and Ettinghausen's come away with a run that's encompassed about, 70 yards of the field. And a splendid exhibition of the young man's beautifully balanced running style and great pace. It's just a great misfortune for Parramatta that Sterling has been made look pretty ordinary in 2 defensive lapses. He's not the fastest halfback going around, but he's been in position. Had he just had a touch more pace, he could have pulled off 2 spectacular tackles. There's Ettinghausen looking beautiful as he runs. Sterling comes at him, dives, can't get to him. You can see, I think Eric Growth actually ran out of a boot there. And there's Ettinghausen finishing it off. A beautiful bit of work there. The end of the play, there's Sterling diving. We watch it from the very elevated shot up top. Ettinghausen going up the sideline, and Eric Growth, as you see, has run out of a boot. Watson now from almost the same position as the previous try. Correction on that. From wide angle on this occasion. Looking good. Well, there it is. I spoke to Jack Gibson earlier in the week and said, what changes are you making? He said, I've got to get a goal kicker into the side. I will be bringing Watson in on one wing. Sorensen to Miller. Miller's pass onto Speechley. Speechley out there to Diamond. He can't make the arms free as the tackle of Ledbetter came in. They're keeping it alive, no doubt about that. McGaw's in the clear. He's got it away to Staines. Staines is over the halfway line. Here's another try to Cronulla. It's a beautiful one, and it's Watson this time. It's going to go in and score very close to the post and goes through the tackle of Jackson in goal to score. Well, the floodgates are starting to open here. One of those days for Parramatta. Just look back and we can quickly pan back up the field from a high shot and look at the Parramatta players. Well, we can't do that at the moment. We're on replays. But there you are. You'll see the very fine bit of football there was Staines getting the overlap on the outside, gets it back on the inside to the winger Watson, who shows good pace to go the distance and score the try. It's successful, so that score hastens on to 18 points to 6 in favour of the Cronulla side.
I just got my eyes on Brett Kenny. He's been carrying a shoulder injury for the last 2 matches. I believe he's been wearing shoulder pads. He's not wearing them today, but he is still carrying a shoulder. He's got to make up his mind whether he wants to be out there or not.
Yes, well, he missed a tackle rather badly about 5 minutes ago. It didn't lead to a try, but he was certainly badly done. There's a beautiful bit of work by Wicks, getting it on to Diamond. Diamond back on the inside to Eddinghausen. Eddinghausen sprints, gets a pass away to Nixon, and Nixon's in for a magnificent try. And they're carving Parramatta up at the moment. Cronulla players are delirious with delight about the whole thing, but they are absolutely carving this Parramatta side to shreds. 22 points to 6. They've still got 14 minutes to half-time. Well, he'll love it. Well, there he goes. And do you believe? Go out and tell your husband if he's working in the garden. Go and tell your wife if she's gone down the road with the kids that the Parramatta side is in all sorts of trouble, and come back and watch this beautiful brand of rugby league that Cronulla are playing. Parramatta very slow to reorganise and regroup. Mosley, Sterling. Have you seen Sterling adopt this type of a role before, Graham, just standing as a pivot?
Well, I have. It's a role that he often played in England. What he's trying to do is just get these guys to go forward. This is what's got to go and send the ball wide.
OK, here they go now with Jackson. Pass back into win, and they're in for a try. Or did he lose it? No, the referee's going to rule on that. The referee says fair try and illustrated it with a downward motion. Yes, indeed. So the Parramatta fans start to cheer once again. They think it's not a lost cause. There's the scoreline with a couple of minutes, 4 minutes to go, 24 to 12. Bugden at the halfway line. Mosley at dummy half. There's Laurie searching up the middle of the ruck. Tackled. Mosley was there in support, couldn't get the pass to him. It's out to Sterling. Now to Kenny. Kenny offloads nicely to Krakovic. Krakovic gets a pass back inside to Jackson. Jackson nicely to Linda. Linda will score. It's a good try. And Parramatta comes steaming back. 26 points to 16. Kenny's pass to Krakovic as he was falling. Beautifully offloaded it to Jackson. Jackson onto Linda. Perry was a little bit slow there to react to the change of direction. And a good try. Graham Hughes.
The fundamental parts of rugby league have been outstanding today, especially in attack. They've been struggling in defence with this heat, but the backing up and passing in that movement there was sensational. And it's just, again, just underlining the way a game opens up in these sorts of conditions. You have your chances to counter-attack, and you've just got to take them. Cronulla, well, the referee ruled against the way they wanted to take their chance. Within 60 seconds, a try to Parramatta at the other end.
He's kicked it. It's a beautiful, controlled slice. Went to the left and came back to the right, just like my drives off the tee. Only mine aren't quite so well controlled. We've got only about 8 minutes to go in this match. And both sides, I suggest, are very, very tired. Extremely tired. It's been innovating heat. There have been 8 tries scored. Been a lot of long runs. Sterling back inside to Linda. Linda's going to score. There's a try with a smart bit of football by Sterling. That's a move that Balmain often used with Scott Garvin. He's at half-back, and Pearce And Linda comes up, I believe, with his second try for the match. Nice football from Sterling. They win the scrum and turns it back on the inside. That's one that young Quinn wasn't thinking about on that occasion. And Linda's big, strong body and powerful legs surge him over. Again, watch the Sterling input into this. Runs wide, turns the shoulders, takes the tackler out and gives it to Linda, who's got the power and strength to dispossess himself of 2 tackles. So, fasten your seatbelts. 26 points to 22. 5 metres in from the sideline. A conversion that's going to make it 24-26 if he's successful. Muggleton from towards the sideline. He struck it well. He's done it again. Muggo has done it again for Parramatta, and he's put them within 2 points with 6 minutes to go. Well, the tension here, there might only be 14,500 people in attendance, which is a good crowd. But I tell you what, they're making enough noise for 25,000. We've apparently gone 5 minutes into injury time. I think that's the hooter now with Parramatta in possession. And that's the end of the section. And Cronulla have come up with a dramatic win against the Parramatta side, who were down 24-12 at half-time. They've won 26-24. We've had a number of tries scored in the match, and there they are on the screen at the moment.
Gavin, a super first half, but then what happened? You let it slip.
Well, we just lost a lot of intensity in the second half. I think the heat hit both sides, and certainly they won a couple of balls against the scrum, against the feed, and certainly Peter Sterling started to dominate a lot more in the second half. But, credit to the boys, they hung in there, and we come up with some great tries and some spectacular tries, and it was full credit to him and full credit to the team, and certainly full credit to Jack Gibson's game plan today. It was terrific.
Was the heat a big advantage for you guys in the first half?
Well, they've got a couple of big guys up front, and certainly I think, it took its toll on a couple of big guys, and it wasn't until the shadows came over the ground that they started to get a bit of momentum up front, and, we hung in there, and, as I said, it was a tough match, and it's always tough here.